Hello, and welcome to the Traveling Milk Podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Chris, or Jameson, I guess, to be soon.
Ooh, he's changing his name. We've got a nice show planned for you guys. Host stuff.
This is the trial run of our podcast, so if you're listening to this is the first time that we have produced any kind of media in this form.
Yep, so don't hate it.
Yes, please don't hate it.
Yeah.
So it's the first week of the new year.
Which is fantastic, unless you have not made New Year's resolutions.
Really? I didn't make any New Year's resolutions.
I didn't, but then on Tumblr I found an app/website, which I'm finding very useful and I've been using for the past couple of days, called Habit RPG, which you saw it pulled up on my computer. I can pull it up for you right now. It is an RPG for your life. So you write down stuff, like you write down habits you usually do, and if you do them, you can give yourself points and experience and money. If there's daily stuff and you don't do it, you take damage, and it's interesting. And you can set long-term to-dos that if you don't accomplish, nothing happens. But if you wait a really long time and then do it, like you could scroll down and see that I have Call My Mom down at the bottom, and it's turning
Read new watch script.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get into that later. Am I on this list?
No.
Nope. Christian's on this list.
Is he? Oh, yeah. I've just started it.
Yeah, well, we'll bring up a screenshot of this list now.
Yeah.
And habits, dailies, to do rewards. This is pretty cool.
And so you can set like rewards for yourself that you have to buy. That way you don't do it too often. Like I don't want to play Dota too often, so I have to save up money and buy Dota games. And if I want to splurge and eat Oreos, I can save up and eat some Oreos or buy a new bottle of whiskey. Because I don't want to do that too much.
Right, you don't do that. So you spend real money, or
you spend end game money. So so say I do 50 sit-ups. I check that. Boom, I get 6 experience and I get 98 gold, and then I got whatever the hell just happened. I got something.
Oh yeah, cool.
So.
Oh, that's the sound of our shitty table.
Oh, ooh.
No, that's all right. We'll edit it out. Yeah. God, man. Well, I mean, the only thing that I've done really this year is finish a 4th draft of a script we're going to be talking about later.
Yep.
And finish watching Lost for the second time.
And how is that? Because I haven't seen Lost. I have no plans on watching it at any time because there's a lot of it.
There's so much.
Yeah, so talk about that a little bit.
I mean, it's interesting to go back and watch it when...
watch.
It's interesting to go back and observe Lost, and knowing the ending and knowing how it all comes together. It's interesting watching some of the things that happen indicate like where it's going to go, and then some of the rest is just like, well, they never really explained this, they never explained this, they kind of just bring up shit, and then they don't resolve it in any manner, and that's kind of annoying. But I mean, I love that show. It's a great show. It's not my favorite show of all time.
What's your favorite show?
Probably Breaking Bad.
Ugh. Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
I mean, I'm a big fan of The Wire, but I haven't seen it all.
I don't even know what The Wire is.
It's really good. You should check it out. I actually haven't seen all of it, but actually there are a few actors currently who are acting on The Walking Dead who are on The Wire.
Oh.
Chad Coleman and Lawrence Gilliard Jr.
And they play in The Walking Dead?
They play Tyrese and Bob Stookie in The Walking Dead. Speaking of TV shows, Walking Dead comes back on February 9th, so I'm looking forward to that because this season has been by far the best season of The Walking Dead, in my opinion.
I haven't been able to watch it.
Watch?
Watch. I have seen episode 1 and 2 of the new series of Sherlock, though.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that was coming out.
Oh, God, they're so good. Mm-hmm. They're fantastic. It's a change of pace. They're a little different, but I really like them. Mm-hmm. I think they're absolutely phenomenal, and obviously Benedict Cumberbatch, sploosh.
And, of course, Martin Freeman.
Oh, of course, Martin Freeman. God, that's disgusting.
Because we're drinking so much beer right now.
Oh, yeah. I ran out of water, so now I've just switched to an IV of beer in my arm. Archer comes back on the 13th, which I'm really excited for. I watched all 4 seasons of Archer in 2 weeks, I think, and then started rewatching it because I love H. John Benjamin, and I hope he hears this because I love him so much. So much. And I watched all of Bob's Burgers immediately after.
Yeah, Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, Bob's Burgers. Shut up. Stop talking.
No, I was just thinking, I can't wait for Game of Thrones to come back.
I need to teach you the board game.
You do. You need to teach me that board game.
It's phenomenal. We need to get a group of people who is willing to sit around for 3-4 hours playing a single game.
Which is about, 1/10 the time it takes to read half of one of the books. And you're talking to a guy who was reading at a college level when I was in, 5th grade, so those books took me forever. It's really hard to follow. I mean, this is one reason why I love the internet so much, is that when you get books like a Game of Thrones or a Storm of Swords, or Clash of Kings, Storm of Swords, Feast for Crows, and A Dance with Dragons, there are 700 characters that you have to keep up with. And it really helps to have a Wikipedia page for they make Wikipedia pages for everything now.
Yeah.
It helps to be able to go back and figure out who's who, I guess, because you have central characters like the Lannisters and the Starks.
Yeah, and how are you gonna forget them?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to remember who they are, but you get some of the lesser houses and some of the lesser characters, a lot of the characters over the sea, which, not to be racist, but a lot of names in the books that I'm guessing are based off of Arabic names and languages. A lot of those names are really hard to remember and really easy to mix up, so...
That is the least racist thing.
No, I
could have heard you say.
No,
I mean, you were oh, not to be racist, but I get their names mixed up. That's not bad.
I mean, just as a person of Celtic descent, it'd be hard to remember names. I don't know why, but it's hard to remember names of other ethnicities that you're not. I mean, it's not hard to remember the name John.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
But to remember the name Hisdar Zolorak, that's a real name in Game of Thrones. It took me forever to even figure out who he was. I mean, call me ignorant, but I mean, to be fair, he does occur in the chapters with Daenerys Stormborn, and I'm usually thinking about banging her whenever I'm reading those chapters, so...
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I'm hoping to pick up those books soon. See if they have them at the Last Bookstore. Have you ever heard about the Last Bookstore?
I have. You told me about that.
Oh, yeah, of course I told you about that.
But I would recommend it before the show catches up to the books, because George R. R. Martin is as slow as Dick's writer. And when the show does catch up to the books, which it will, they might have to start making the material that's not in the books yet.
Or maybe they'll just pull a Dragon Ball Z and just have all of the characters charge up for 4 episodes until they release the new comic of Dragon Ball Z in Japan. You realize that's what happened, right?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, God.
I remember watching that show as a kid and just waiting for
something to happen.
For 20 minutes for something to happen, and they would just talk. Frieza and Goku would just...
Did you ever watch Dragon Ball Z Kai, I think it was called? They re-released Dragon Ball Z.
I've heard of it, and...
They basically cut out all of the, 20 minutes of just nothing happening of all of the episodes. It's awesome. It's so fast-paced and just wonderful to watch because it's everything you liked about Dragon Ball Z, and they took out all the things you didn't like about Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, I don't like talking, so...
Yeah, they took out all of the talking. It's just insanely fast punches.
For fucking half an hour.
Yep.
I mean, that's what it sounded like in the recording room when they were recording fight sequences.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
It's really sad.
How could you sit there with a straight face just going, for oh, God, that must have been painful to record.
I bet you anything that they didn't just sit there with straight faces. I bet you they were having a great old time doing that.
I would.
Although I don't think that the American voice actors actually had to do the fight sequence
Recordings,
because they just had to do the voices.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of. Unless you get two guys sounding completely different playing Goku, and so he's like talking, he's like, I'm Goku, and then it gets to the fight scene, he's like, because it's like the whatever a country version of him.
Right.
That'd be
right. Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, that little high-pitched voice you did there reminds me of Dragon Ball. Did you ever watch Dragon Ball?
Oh, God, yeah. I remember getting home from school and watching Pokemon and then Dragon Ball.
I actually liked Dragon Ball more than I liked Dragon Ball
Z. Me too. I really did. It's, Dragon Ball Z just got contrived.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved, like, the entire, like, Frieza and Vegeta, but then after that it got really weird.
Yeah.
With like Majin Buu, and it's like, this is so dark. He's just killing everyone. Like everyone died in that season.
Yeah, they did, and then they find the way to either bring the characters back or bring them back to life. Which,
Goku dies like 20 times.
Yeah, but they find loopholes.
Yeah.
If only real life was like that.
Yep.
Well, we're gonna go kill myself today, and just make sure to wish me back. Make sure to bring me back tomorrow.
Yeah, you're okay. Sounds like a plan.
Don't not wish me back now.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
That'd be awful? Question mark?
Yeah, it'd be pretty bad.
I feel like some really bad shit would happen.
Probably.
Ugh.
So you were telling me the other day that you saw The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes.
I really want to go see that.
I recommend it for very certain audiences.
Mm-hmm.
I very highly recommend it for very certain audiences.
Yeah.
It's not something you should take your children to go see. It is something that if you like movies, you should go see.
Mm-hmm.
It's really it's rough, man. It's hard to watch in a very good way. Like everyone was laughing. I don't think I've laughed that much with an entire audience of people. Like everyone just sitting there. I was laughing. It was really funny.
Nice.
And it got really. It's so good.
That's what I heard.
It's a riot. It's fun.
Yep.
It moves you. It hits you on your heart. I'm touching my heart right now.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, here in Hollywood, where we are right now, it's hard to go. It's hard to go see movies because they cost $20.
Which is ironic that it's hard to see movies in Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. But the only two movies that I've actually seen this year down here have been Gravity and 12 Years a Slave. And those movies are great. I mean, visually, obviously, Gravity is a little bit more enticing than, the story. But 12 Years a Slave, man. Like, holy shit.
I want to see it so bad. I legitimately might go see it by myself today or tomorrow, just because I'm like done waiting to go see it.
It's one of my top 10 movies of all time. And someone just shot a gun somewhere while we were recording, so
it was too loud. I think it was cannon fire from like Civil War era.
Maybe. Hopefully nobody got shot outside my apartment. Of course, the one time I hear a fucking gunshot in Hollywood, it's when we're recording a podcast.
Yeah, it's
like any other time. It's like, oh, the neighbors upstairs are being noisy, but we can get that in editing while we're shooting. But this is fucking audio.
I was when I first moved down to Hollywood, like the first couple weeks I was down, I'd stay up super late with people and we'd be like hanging out and stuff. And then the first day I actually went home to get a good night of sleep. I was climbing to bed. It's like 11, and then I hear gunshots and then helicopters because there was like a shooting nearby, and helicopters were just searching the area for him. And I was just sitting up all night, like, crying.
This is while we were in AMDA, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was, like, right when this was, like, the first week we were at AMDA.
Oh, you know what? I remember that.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting there in bed. Fucking Hollywood, man. People...
You were just sitting in bed.
I would sit in bed and read, and, it's funny because stop beating the fucking table.
I'm sorry. This is one time. This is one time. We're really close.
No, people like blow Hollywood completely out of proportion and people think it's like this great place.
You don't think it's great?
The truth is that it's not. It's not
It's an awful place.
a place for stars. It's a place for criminals to come because they can.
It's a place for people to have dreams and never fulfill them. To just sit and be sad people addicted to meth and heroin.
Just like us.
Yep, just like us.
Verbatim, just like us. Okay, that was me that time.
Yeah,
Sorry.
see, it was definitely you.
Well, you know.
I said as I shot up some heroin.
Jesus, man. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, go see 12 Years a Slave. Go see Gravity. I'm going to go see Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, if you're over the age of 18, go see Wolf of Wall Street. And not afraid of naked people and lots of titties.
Yep.
Because there are lots of titties.
Oh, good. Thank God.
There's go see it with your girlfriend.
No. Well, before we conclude,
Oh.
now we're gonna stop because my dog's barking. All right, so we're back. Sorry about minor technical difficulties involving guns, cannons, or dogs.
Or all three.
Or all three.
All
I
of the
guess all
above.
three. So yeah, we were going to talk about what projects we have in the future at Traveling Milk Productions.
First of all, we should talk about Traveling Milk Productions itself.
Yes, we should. This is the Traveling Milk Productions podcast.
Yeah. This is our trial episode. We are putting together a Kickstarter to raise some money for us and a family production company.
It's private business.
Private. Our friends.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
It's both of ours.
Ripple Road Productions.
Yes, that.
Andrew Walker and Allison Minton are teaming up with myself, Alex Southard, and Rosie Fry. And we are going to be making a joint Kickstarter video. We'll probably be launching it around the end of the month, and this is going to be primarily to fund our businesses.
Yeah, and various projects we are working on, such as Trapped, Watch, Misdirection, and whatever projects they have going on.
Yep. I'm also currently writing a script called Love Me, which I'm holding auditions for. Usually, I guess we should talk a little bit about what we do.
Yeah.
Usually, I mean, the company started right when I started writing Trapped, and I've just stuck with it ever since. And primarily, it's stuff that I write or we write. Generally, I direct what we're doing. And
I am the lead actor in Trapped, and I will also be the assistant director for Watched. Watch, not Watched. Watched. I said Trapped, and
yeah, I know, it makes sense.
and then who knows what I'm going to be doing in the future. I could be writing, well, I'm partially writing for Misdirection and starring in it, as are you.
True. We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah. And then, yeah, who knows what I'm going to do. I'm hoping to start writing my first short or feature length, not sure what it's going to be, soon. And then having you help me out with that.
Yeah.
I don't know where you'd help me, but I'll find a place for you.
Totally.
Maybe you could play the tree in Act 3.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, I'm a good person.
But yeah, we are going to be a digital media company. Our website will be launching probably around the end of the month as well. We try to essentially make art that matters with low budgets. So
Very low budgets.
yeah, very well, you know.
Well,
If we put out good content, we'll get more support.
yeah. So the best thing we can do right now is hope for people to listen to this and like us.
I mean, they could listen and not like us and still listen to the podcast.
Yeah, but why would they listen to the podcast if they didn't like us?
I mean, you know.
There's these awful people on the internet, but I just can't stop listening to them.
Exactly. I think that, especially when I listen to Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, you just hate them so
Yeah, I
much
hate
that you
them
can't
so
stop
much.
listening to them.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, not really. I don't hate them, but they're colorful. I'll tell you who I do hate is Red Letter Media.
Really?
I don't hate them. I actually really like them, and
Yeah,
they're
I know
what
you
got
love
me
them.
into presenting critique and whatnot. But God, some of the like best of movies they listed this year in one of their videos was just awful.
What'd they list?
Well, they listed what did they list? Jesus. Which I haven't seen. They listed Spring Breakers,
Oh, gosh.
which I have seen. They listed Maniac, which stars Elijah Wood and is a movie told first person through the eyes of a serial killer. Do not see this movie.
Why?
It is awful.
Okay. Simply put, it is awful.
Essentially, the purpose of movies is to have the audience connect with the main character. And unless you are a serial killer, you will not connect with the main character. That might be a narrow-minded opinion, but that's how I feel about art, anyways.
I think that's 100% fair.
So, anyways, you know, it's like, what else did they pick? Oh, Bad Grandpa. Yeah, they didn't mention any of the movies that we've mentioned. Maybe it's because we mention Oscar bait movies because good movies win Oscars, but some people like to be obscure about it.
I don't think Bad Grandpa constitutes as a movie, in my opinion. Rather, I would list it as an extended reality TV show.
Did you see it?
No, but I know what it's about. It's
Right.
basically it's a segment of Jackass.
Yeah, I thought they went for more of like a linear approach.
What I understood about the movie, I haven't seen it, so please correct me, internet, if I'm wrong. But what I understand about the movie is it's the segment from Jackass where one of them dresses up as a old grandpa, and it's just that for like an hour and a half or however long it is. Which I understand the show Jackass. I never watched it just because I didn't really find like half the content funny. Which, I mean, half the content of a like comedic show should be funny for me to watch it.
Totally.
So I never watched Jackass, but I understood parts of it, and it made me laugh occasionally.
Totally.
But the show gets its comedy from having a lot of different segments in one 30-minute, 25-minute episode. And watching one segment just sounds like the opposite of what I would want from that show.
Totally.
So I would understand going to go see the Jackass movies. I do not understand going to go see the Bad Grandpa, because I think it'd lose its humor in about 10 minutes. And if it didn't, then congratulations.
Hey, yeah. If you do want to see a funny movie, immediately rent The World's End.
Oh, yeah.
It's been overshadowed a lot by This Is the End, which is also a funny movie, but if you want something with substance, heart, something with a message, I think, go rent The World's End.
Yeah. So, my birthday's coming up soon. Just wanted to mention that, just throwing that out there.
Happy birthday, Alex.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah,
Thanks,
everyone
Internet.
send him hate mail.
Yes, I don't get enough of that on Tumblr.
If somehow we ever get comments in the YouTube section, please tell Alex you hate him.
Oh,
And then
God,
thumbs up
please.
those comments.
Yeah, I'm hoping to set up our Twitter account soon.
All right, yeah.
So you could follow us on Twitter, and I will post dumb shit. Anytime I think of something really stupid, I'll just post it. So I'll be posting about 24/7.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. It'll also give everyone updates of our projects, and if we're like casting for stuff, you know, updates.
Yep.
And whatnot. And what have you.
And what have you. Well, that's it for the Traveling Milk Podcast. This has been our first episode, and there will be many more to come every week from here on. This is, yes, hopefully this is not the first. This is Chris.
This is Alex,
And thank you for listening. See you next time.
signing off.